Okay, so today we are doing a deep dive into Hurricane Melissa. It's a Category 5, just bearing down on Jamaica right now, October 28th, 2025.
And the numbers are, well, they're staggering. 185 mile per hour winds.
Yeah, it's labeled an imminent and catastrophic threat. And that really makes you ask, doesn't it? How does a storm even get this strong?
Exactly. And what does it tell us about, our vulnerability now? That's what we're digging into with the sources.
We're looking at its meteorology, obviously, but also the systemic failures it's starting to expose.
Right. Because this thing, Melissa, it's the third strongest Atlantic storm ever recorded by central pressure. 892 millibars.
Okay, 892 millibars. For people who aren't meteorologists, why is that number so significant? What does it mean?
Well, that incredibly low pressure, it's basically the sign of a perfectly operating heat engine. Immense power.
So powerful, it's just, what, 5 mile per hour short of the all-time Atlantic record, Hurricane Allen in 1980?
That's the one. And the structure is classic, too. You can see that stadium effect eye, really well defined.
How wide is that eye?
Sources say about 10 to 15 nautical miles. Tight. Very organized.
Does that structure, that tightness, tell us anything about the danger on the ground?
Oh, absolutely. It's kind of deceptive because it's compact. Hurricane force winds only go out about 30 miles.
Only 30 miles? That doesn't sound that wide for a hurricane.
Right, but it means all that Category 5 energy is concentrated, intensely focused.
So if that eyewall hits land...
The forecast is, and this is a direct quote, total structural failure in its path. Just complete devastation.
And the speed it powered up. I mean, 75 miles per hour increase in wind speed in just 24 hours?
Yeah, that's more than double the official definition of rapid intensification. It's explosive.
So where did all that fuel come from?
Well, it tracked over this huge area of extremely warm ocean water. We're talking 2 to 3 degrees Celsius above average, like a supercharged fuel tank just waiting for it.
And connecting that to the bigger picture, what does climate science say about that heat? Was it just bad luck?
No, the attribution studies are pretty clear. That level of ocean warmth, it was made somewhere between 500 and 900 times more likely because of human-caused climate change.
Wow, 500 to 900 times. That's a huge multiplier. Is that range typical for these studies?
It is, yeah. It reflects the complexities in the models, but the signal is unmistakable. Climate change dramatically increased the odds.
And did that extra heat directly translate into more wind speed?
The estimates suggest, yeah, it added about 13 miles per hour to Melissa's peak winds. So you can really call this a climate-amplified hurricane, a direct link.
Okay, let's pivot then from the storm's physics to the human side. Jamaica is facing just a horrific scenario.
Absolutely terrifying. A storm surge of 9 to 13 feet, which is unsurvivable. And then the rain.
Up to 40 inches locally, that's more rain than London or Paris get in an entire year, right?
Pretty much. Catastrophic flash floods,
Yeah.
landslides. It's the worst case scenario unfolding.
And officials are basically saying, look, nothing we've built can handle this.
Right. And that points to what the sources are calling two major systemic problems. First, there's the obvious one. The infrastructure deficit. Stuff just isn't built for Cat 5 plus fee.
Okay, that makes sense. What's the second one?
This is maybe the more revealing one, is the trust deficit.
Trust. How does that play in? I saw mandatory evacuation orders went out.
They did. But here's the thing. Fewer than 1,000 people actually went to the official shelters, even though over 130 were open.
1,000 people? For a Cat 5, why? Why wouldn't people go?
It's not ignorance. The sources point to really bad past experiences. People just don't trust that the government shelters will be adequate or even humane.
Like what kind of experiences?
There's this anecdote about Hurricane Ivan. One shelter had, like, a few tins of corned beef for dozens and dozens of people. When you hear stories like that.
Yeah, okay. A few tins of corned beef, that explains a lot. You'd rather risk the storm you know than face, well, that kind of failure.
Exactly. The social contract, for disaster response is broken down. Compliance just collapses.
Is there a contrast anywhere nearby doing it differently?
Well, yeah. Look at Cuba. They were preparing to move over 200,000 people. Highly organized, centralized civil defense. It's a totally different approach.
Yeah.
And seemingly much more effective in getting people out.
So Melissa is really laying bare these two huge connected problems, the physical infrastructure deficit.
And the trust deficit. The breakdown in that social agreement for safety.
So after the storm passes, the rebuilding, it's not just about stronger buildings, is it?
No. They'll need Cat 5 plus infrastructure, sure, but they also desperately need to rebuild that institutional trust. Communication, shelter management, the whole system.
Which brings us to the final thought for you, the listener. As Jamaica faces this recovery, Which challenge seems bigger in the long run? Rebuilding the physical stuff or rebuilding that fundamental social trust needed for everyone to face the next storm? Which deficit is harder to fix in this era of growing climate risk?